Hello, this is Mrs. Taylor, and I'm going to walk you through how to divide a polynomial by a binomial using synthetic division. Remember, with synthetic division, we can only use it when we are dividing by a binomial that's in the form x minus r. So in this case, it's x plus 1. Well, there's a plus sign there, but that just meant that r was negative. So it was x minus negative 1. And of course we never write that, so it became plus. So this is the perfect setup for synthetic division. And I don't have a value other than 1 in front of x, so I don't have to do any extra steps to get rid of that. I can jump right into the synthetic division. So the way we set it up is we take our r value, our constant here, with our divisor, and we put it in a little box. And the key to remember is it's going to be opposite of what's in those parentheses, because remember the general form is x minus r, so that meant that r had to be negative 1 to make it plus. And then the next thing I do beside that box is I list the coefficients of all my terms. And you have to be careful because you need to accommodate for every single possible term. And what I mean by that is your exponents, they count down from the degree. So 3, 2, 1, 0. If there was a missing term, in other words, if this x squared term was not there, what I'd have to write in its place is a 0. So keep that in mind when you're doing synthetic division. So down the line, my coefficients are 5, 7, negative 1, and negative 3. I skip a line, draw a little horizontal line and a little bar here, because whatever goes in that section is my remainder. So I have everything set up for synthetic division. What I do next is I drop my leading coefficient, the 5. And from there, I take whatever's in the box, my r value, and multiply it by whatever I drop down. So negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. And then I bring that up here. So then what I do is I add these two numbers. So add. In long division we subtract, in synthetic we add. So 7 plus negative 5 would be 2. And then I repeat that process again. So negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Add those together and drop down what you get. And then you take what you drop down, multiply it by your r value. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3, and negative 3 plus 3 is 0. So this time I have a remainder of 0. And now I have all my coefficients for my answer, my polynomial that is the answer after you divide this out. Now, the key is you have to know what your degree of your answer is going to be. The degree of the answer is 1 less than the degree of your original dividend. So up here my degree was 3. So when I write my answer, my degree will be 2. So 5 will be the coefficient, and then x, and then 2 will be the exponent. Now, where I go from there is in descending order. So my next variable will have a coefficient of 1, and then my last variable will have a coefficient of 0, which basically means we don't write a variable. And there's no remainder, so I don't have to worry about accounting for that. If there was a remainder, I would just take whatever number's here and put it over my divisor, just like we did with long division. So that would be my simplified answer. And so that is synthetic division.